Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello Libra, welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. As always, I'd like to start off saying thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel and or ended up following or liking me on my Facebook page. So thank you for that. I'm also wanting to say thank you for everybody who's left comments, likes and thumbs up and shares and shared the videos. Really, I super appreciate that. And also those of you who have made donations to my channel. So yeah, absolutely appreciate all of that. Okay. Anyway, so I've had a few people overseas. So I live in New Zealand. So in a little place called Ngārawahia in the Waikato area. So welcome to a little bit of New Zealand, a part of New Zealand. So anyway, I'd always like to just remind everybody that these are general reads, the messages that come through for you. They may or may not resonate. If they do, wonderful. If they don't totally throw it out, okay? So because this is most likely because it's okay, I've lost track. A forecast for you, so which is why you're maybe not making sense of it. So those of you who can make sense of it, or if it does resonate, there may be an intuitive feeling about what might be coming up with what you are going through right now. So, and it could be something that you're right in the middle of now as we speak, or something that you're actually just moving into. So it could be confirmation in some way or form, like for the now, but also in the recent past or even the distant past, it might make sense to you for something that happened back then as well. So this read is for Libra, as you know, and so Libra may be in your sun, moon, rising and or Venus sign. If you don't know what your other signs, which is what I'm just about to say, is check out what your other signs are saying, because it may give you a bit of a more comprehensive overview about what the messages are about, or a read for this week or this month, depending on how it rolls out for you. So yeah, check out your other signs. If you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. So then you can have a little bit of a read, have a gaze at that, see, and it might make more sense to you about some of your some traits about you, then it's not set in concrete. So don't think that it is. It's like, some things will resonate with you, others will not. Some things it's like, okay, you didn't realize about that, thinking that, but as you think about it later on and you pull things together, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I totally get that. And other things you may be in total denial, and that's okay. Because sometimes we don't like to see that part of ourselves, and then there'll be things that just absolutely do not fit you at all. So, and that's cool. So that's just what it's all about. And like I say, it's whatever resonates. So there may be something that I feel like some of you are like looking into, as far as, like a shift in your energy, like a deeper sense of looking at that, just because we're talking about it in that way. Something going about, like you've been doing some work on yourself, but there may be a deeper sense of a spiritual spiritually going into and connecting with the self spiritually, and making more sense of something or some things that are going on in your life right now. So so just have a little peruse or a little gaze in there and see what's going on, because I do feel like, because you do have the Hierophant that's come up in the cards that are flipped out for you. So we'll see where that takes us. So first of all, okay, I need to start. First of all, I'm going to be using, just letting you know, I'm going to be using my Starman Tarot deck, the crystal spirits as well. So I've been drawn to bring out the crystals this week, for a bit of guidance in that, and also the energy oracle cards. And it's interesting because I didn't realize, but I've actually put the angel cards, the cards up here, the collective of messages that I've received over time. that the angels would like me to share with everybody at some point when it's ready. So anyway, here we go. Here's the first card out, as the crystal card that came out. So is orange calcite, so which is a really beautiful crystal. So and I actually do have a piece of orange calcite which I do need to like charge up a bit or cleanse. And so this is a beautiful gentle piece with a gentle energy, but very, very powerful as usual. So we have, this is number 40 in the deck. So number 4 is about security, directions, and whether it's north, east, south, west, that you're not sure where you're going in life, whether you could look at it like that. And literally some of you, it may be that you're not sure where you're going in that sort of way of directions as well. But it also can be like, this is about foundation as well, because when we have security, we do seem to feel more stable and, have that stability, but, and not necessarily meaning like it has to be like something, like buying a property or a house to make us feel more stable. This is kind of looking like in the bigger picture of whatever it goes, because sometimes, relationships can help us to feel more stable. Money can be, a part of that too, like that financial security and that sort of way, or stability in that way. So it's like, depending on where you are in your life, it could be either one of those or all of those at some point or in some way. So I feel like this is about like something maybe shifting away in that, or something maybe coming into interfering with it. I'm saying interfering because some of you are going through, we're all going through different things. I say we because I start talking like I am Libra, and they have the energy of Libra there, but I actually do in my moon sign. So I can totally understand some of the messages that are starting to be revealed in this. So with these cards that have come out in this, this card that has come up with the orange calcite, so it's beautiful. So anyway, and 0, so is the God force energy there. So it's like the 10 for me, like 9 is, like something is, there's a completion of a cycle. So 0 comes into the 10, like it's crossing over into transitioning, and from the 10 or the 9 into the 1. So there's that sort of energy there that I'm feeling that some of, with this force. So there may be something that is transitioning within something that's going on with you that is like a foundation, that is foundational with you. So you either may be going into something, building onto something, or releasing something, relieving yourself of something, or releasing something in some way or form. It could be a business, could be a relationship, you could be going into one or out of one, a job or a career in somewhat, or a study, or it could be anything, really that you feel like this resonates with you in your life. So anyway, so this is orange calcite. So orange calcite helps integrate the spiritual realm with the physical body. It enhances creativity and is helpful with emotional issues. So use orange calcite to energize and cleanse the root and sacral chakras, and to bring positive energy into the areas of the will and sexuality. So, which is interesting because, that they talk about that, because that's exactly, what, 4 is about, foundations, the routine, the balance, that sounded a bit rude, the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Areas of the body. So that makes total sense. So this is about grounding your energy. So I'm going to pop this crystal here. So I've actually got some tree branches that I've cut down from a tree. Like my son and I cut a tree down at the front, and it's a tarata tree is the species. So it is, or in other words, a lemon wood. What I think it's called. So anyway, and then we have going into the tarot now, the 7 of cups. So there's that cups of the emotions. There's the emotions are, the cups is about feelings, emotions, intuition, but also creativity. But it also talks about relationships and the emotional connection with oneself, or with yourself and others. Okay, so there may be a water sign that's in your life, or you may have a little bit of a water sign or in your chart that may be coming through. So I use my imagination as the Seven of Cups in this deck. So, but in another couple of other decks I use, it's more about daydreams, which is kind of the same, you know, it's the same thing really. So this is about, you know, daydreams. So it's about you using your imagination with these daydreams about what it is and where it is. You know, they're having that vision of, you know, dreams, what you want to do and be, give, and have in your life, and who do you want to do things with, give things to, and, you know, have in your life, and that sort of thing. That sort of thing. So there's something about that. It could be with everything and anything in your life that at the moment is going on. Your dream could be owning your own home, or having your own family in a family home, whatever it is. But it's like I'm hearing more. This one is about the vision, but vision, you know, when to make these dreams and these whether they're daydreams or not. They're not talking about fantasies here. They're talking about daydreams. So. Or dreams, and it's like putting it out there. So, you know, I use my imagination. So you may be like receiving guidance as well from dreams, or, you know, some sort of altered state as well. And then the thing is with the dreams, it's like it allows us to be able to move into something where we experiencing things differently, and knowing that there is so much more yet to be discovered. So it's putting this out there, and it's like, you know, but it's about taking action towards, you know, achieving those dreams, or those visions that you're wanting to, you know, have in your life, you know, of those things that you're wanting to be in your life, have in your life, give in your life, do in your life. Okay, so that's the it's about getting ourselves in the right space and aligning with it. Okay, being patient as well. With what might be coming up for you, you know, of what it is that you do want, you know, desire to have in your life. So I'm just going to put that one. This is the lead card, or the anchor card for this week. It's like, you know, trusting and being and knowing that, you know, something is moving. And because I do feel like something is moving, but you've been having to work or needing to work through some things. It's like, or tie up some loose ends, as per se, with yourself and with things around you. But generally it links back to you, tying up some loose ends, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, soulfully, you know, to do with the family, the ex, the whatever. So you may be finding that as you're moving through some things and making some decisions, that you might be finding it a little bit challenging, because things are popping up and challenging you in the sense, you know, and you know, bringing up all this stuff. A whole lot of stuff, or bits and pieces of things. It's like, okay, so it's bringing it up for a reason, so you can shift through it, move through it, process it, and release it, you know, or heal it, whatever it is that way you like to call it. But I like to say heal it, so because that's how we are most likely, you know, we know when we're healing it, it's most likely going to stay away, you know, like forever, in the sense that if it does pop up again, we're not going to react in the same way as what we used to react, you know, or respond. It's not going to, we're not going to feel it as like we felt it of the old or in the past, because it's something is that part of us, or that part, it's like there's a healing that has been in there. But, and if it does come up, it's like usually something that we either need to work on a little smidgen more, or it's just it's something that, you know, they're they're showing us something, or making us reminding us of something, or making us aware of something. That's what I was looking for, that may be going on around you, not necessarily in you, but you've seen this before, and it may be a pattern that you can help somebody else with, and just, you know, share a few words of wisdom, basically, and knowledge. Okay, so then we have these three cards that have come out. So the Three of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Hierophant. So there's obviously something that you are needing to make some decisions, or communicating to yourself and or to others with the swords here. With the Three of Swords, there's something about tension release. So after the tension in the Two of Swords, there's, you know, in the Three of Swords, there is resolution. So something is being, you know, in a way resolved within and or without you, with just you or with somebody else as well. Or there is something, you know, that you've figured out, or you've, there's that epiphany sort of thing that's going on there. And it's like, okay, I get that now. And in some ways you may be feeling at the background of that, you know, for some of you that may be more for you that you're seeing life as cruel and meaningless. And this may be where this has all come from. It's like, you know, there's something of that in there. And it's like, where are they going with that? And it may be more something that's been of the past, you know, like you've felt that way. And some of you actually may be feeling that way, but it's like releasing the tension, you know, of the past, basically. So it may have been that you've been like, in a sense, the living dead or brokenhearted. And you may have been witnessing suffering and pain everywhere around you. So it could be that. And it's like there's a sense of, you know, that sense of gratitude and that knowing that you've made it through something that has been similar, therefore the tension is being released through healing, and something's like got in my eye. So that's something, and something that you've like seen something, okay, because usually when the left eye is something emotional, and it's just something that's just like, you know, on my left eye. So, and maybe you're seeing, you know, what you're seeing through the bullshit, basically. Your bullshit and somebody else's. Okay, because now my eye is really, really okay. Okay, so there's that. Then we have the Six of Swords. So moving on from that, it's about accepting the limits of both victory and defeat. So there may be something on saying that you don't take on, that you know secretly will be too much for you, or you have in the background. This is about being honest with yourself that actually you're not so much not prepared to, but that too, but it's knowing that you you know, that actually this is not for you, and it's maybe something that you don't want to take on because you don't want to, but it's something that's not for you, or it's that whoever it is it's not your job, basically. It's not for you. It's for somebody else, or it's for that person to sort out themselves. But not only that, it's like you haven't got the energy. You're getting on with your own stuff, babe, you know, or mate, you know. It's you know, I don't know who the heck that is behind me or with me. I've had a few energies that are with me today, so it's kind of like, sounds like an Aussie person in there. But anyway, going back to this, it's like, but then in the Starman deck, it talks about, you know, I adventure into the great unknown. And I feel that's kind of where, to turn it around, that's where, in a positive view, is to, like, this is where this is going. So it may, in looking into that, and, you know, it may be that you're taking some steps into, satisfying that innate curiosity and desire to explore, discover, and grow again, okay? Or again, and more, depending on where you are, okay? So that's where the Six of Swords is stepping out there and going out and you know, not overthinking it, but just going out there and doing what it is that you know you need to do, and do, be, give, and have. And communication is a big thing I'm hearing, but it's about making a decision. And then we have the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant talks about a search for spiritual meaning, which I feel a lot of you have been going in, or from remembering, just thinking about past readings. A lot of you have been, you know, going a lot deeper within, you know, finding that spiritual meaning of life, and going in a deeper, you know, deeper inner work with you, with yourself, in discovering what, you know, the purpose of life, discovering the greater purpose of life, basically, for you, you know, in your eyes, and looking around you and seeing and feeling and making connection with others, you know, and just observing basically life in that sense. So in this deck it talks about, you know, he says, I am the teacher of universal law, is the energy that comes from this card. So you may be drawn, and it's like there's that sense of being, you know, asked to adapt to the existing sets of social beliefs and systems in place. So, and it's kind of, you might think that's, God, that's a little bit backward, but it's like, you know, if we often, you know, we've been brought up in a way with all these belief systems and things like that, and we've been rejecting them, and we've been, you know, seeing them, and, you know, it's not all been good for a lot of us, you know, for a lot of you out there as well. But it's understanding it, and that's where what they're talking about is like, you know, learning to adapt and be in this life that we live in right now, because we're in this moment now. And it's not saying that we have to love it, you know, like it or anything like that, but it's learning to exist within the chaos in this life, and knowing that it's okay, because everything is like, when I think about it, everything is chaotic anyway. If it's, you know, everything is sweet, everything is wonderful, you know, it's kind of like when something, in the sense that when something, you know, pops up, it's not so great. It's like, well, it's finding the meaning in that, or finding that, not in a like hard out way, but it's just like, you know, finding some sort of peace with it, or just understanding the situation, you know, about what is going on, and how, you know, so we can figure out how it is, you know, why it is we respond in that way. So it's like, it's basically coming to peace with the different types of religions. Maybe the religion is a thing that was for you with you, some of you, as far as, you know, Catholicism or something like that, the Catholic Church, and some of you it will be, you know, Christian Church, or some of you will be the spirituality, you know, or whatever it is, and maybe just different cultures that you have a thing against. And it's like, and it's okay, we don't have to love it or like it, but it's about just, you know, that's the way it is over there, and, you know, and it's about, you know, how does it affect me, or does it affect me, you know, and it's kind of looking within and finding those answers for you, and sending love out to that situation or whatever it is that you see. But it's really like, you know, it's really just coming to peace, and knowing, and, you know, knowing that, you know, there are cultures, whether it's a religious culture or a ethnic culture, whether it's, you're talking about, you know, age culture, or community culture. You know, it's like, culture's not just about they're not talking just about ethnic culture here. They're talking about, you know, in the bigger circle of whatever is going on. So it's like, going in and searching that, and becoming comfortable with living in this world, basically, and comfortable in yourself, basically, and, you know, doing so you get to a point where it's like, it's not, you know, like, I'm just hearing the word chaos for some reason. It keeps coming up, like, chaos is chaos, you know, and it's not seeing it as it's not seeing it as a negative thing all the time, you know, or if at all. Yes, things get chaotic, and sometimes our energy gets all over the place when it's really to do with us, and it's like, you know what I mean. So they're kind of looking at things like that. So I don't know where they're going. Hopefully you understand where they're going with that one. And then we have the Justice and the Strength cards that have come out. So the Justice, I reap what I sow, and I choose to walk the path of truth. So this is about, you know, the principle of consequences in the spiritual law. So there is something, you know, which is gifting us the opportunity to create good or bad. So you are being questioned about your integrity. So you may be questioned about your integrity, and the stand you wish to take in life. And so thinking about that in the wider perspective of what integrity. Okay, not necessarily, you know about, you know, honesty and all that sort of thing, but yes, and that's one part of integrity. Okay, so it's like, actually I feel like I need to find that word integrity for some reason, and where are we going? Oops, there we go. Integrity, and so maybe that somebody is questioning, or maybe you're questioning, or something has happened which has made you question something about yourself. Then we have the Strength card as well, as I face my fears with the strength of love and patience. So This card talks about having the courage to bring light to the shadows of fear and exist in the chaos. So, and it's about relinquishing your doubts, you know, that you have, and knowing that you have the power to endure and overcome any obstacles that you put in your way, or that are put in your way, whether you've created them or not, or that just come along, you know, and that you may see as okay, in your way. Okay, I'm just trying to think where they're going with that. So, integrity. So there is like the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, but it's also the state of being whole and undivided. That's where I feel this is more about being the integrity that they are talking about in this card as well. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go and draw a card. So that's those cards from that tarot deck, but we'll see what the angels have to say to follow up with that, with those cards there. So I hope you understand that, and that gives you a little bit of an idea of where, you know, what's going on, and, you know, and a little bit of guidance in that way, but also, you know, and, you know, shifting through it and moving through it. And that crystal there, orange calcite, may be very helpful for you to, as you transition, go through this transitioning stage. So what have we got? Oh, see Daisy. Sister. So some of you may have a sister, okay, connected, whatever is going on. It may be something to do with a sister for some of you. I feel like there's one more to come out of that. And then we'll go to the other deck, okay. So here's this one here. Oopsie daisy. That one, faith. Okay, this is about, they're talking about having faith, okay. Faith with whatever is going on with you. And around you, that things are going to work out in the way that they need to be, okay, for you, for the greater good of you, one and all, basically. And that's, oh god, that would have went pretty quickly. So, okay, the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron here is number 40. So that's the second card you've got with with 40 today. So it's really about grounding yourself, you know, with that security, you know, foundation, and going into this, you know, this sacral chakra and the root chakra, or the base chakra, to, you know, working on those areas to find out what is going on with you in those areas. Like, what is it linked to, the discomfort in there, and what is that all about? Usually, sometimes it can be, you know, I would be surprised if some of you is maybe having some lower back or sacral, you know, in the lower back region, and the sacral area, and across your hips, some sort of discomfort in there. So that crystal will obviously help because it's come along for you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for you. Beautiful, amazing Libran energy, with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, and prosperity and abundance. So if you, just before I do go, if you would like to book a reading, just check in the description box below, and where all my details are, so that you can connect with me and ask questions, and we can tee something up for you, okay, with you. Anyway, from my amazing spiritual guides, and my team, and the amazing Zion energy, as well as the amazing Libran energy, we thank you very much, and we leave all that love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, I'd have to say it again, adventure and prosperity and abundance with you. Bye for now. We'll see you next Wednesday.